The US fiscal cliff talks and also pretty dire German retail sales figures earlier this morning, yet the euro's still above 130.
Yes, indeed, and I think it's evidence once again of just how much bad news is in the price for the euro, and as a result of that, the hurdle for negative news driving the currency down is still very high. Our best guess is that the counterfactual, where the euro might be if the crisis hadn't happened, is that it would be somewhere between 165 and 170, and I think that gives you a measure of just how big the risk premium is, and as a result, how much news it takes to get the currency moving down.
And as I said there, Germany's, the Bundestag will approve the Greek aid. I mean, that's a formality. But I imagine Angela Merkel will be hoping this is the last time she has to go to Parliament before the elections next year and not have to do it again in, say, 6 months' time.
That's right, and I think our best guess is that that's probably the case. Certainly we don't think the Greek saga is over, and I think the arithmetic that shows Greek debt now being sustainable is very optimistic. We do think a further restructuring will be required, but I think what they have done is probably enough to put that off till the other side of the German election. So hopefully Mrs Merkel will get her wish in that respect. OK, and very quickly on the euro, where do you see the euro by the end of the year? We think, on balance, it probably builds on recent gains, so to 132 or so is a realistic target from here. OK, and finally, we've had a lot of numbers, lots of economic data from Japan overnight, the main one being inflation, or perhaps better said, deflation. Is this another nail in the yen's coffin? Not in our view, no. I think what the market believes, and a very widely bought into story, is that the story after the election will be much more proactive policy to deal with deflation. And actually, if you look at the last 20 years of history in Japan, I think that's a lot less likely than the markets perceive. We think the government will be a lot weaker than is expected, and the inertia in policy is a lot more difficult to overcome. So I think the yen bearish story, which has built over the last month and a half, ultimately we will be disappointed again.